Well, hello there. I look like a messed up extra from iZombie right now. So clearly it is that time again, the dying time. Because yes, I have just had my colours bleached out today, which amazingly, all of the orange, which this is what it looked like last night. It was also considerably longer than it's been in years. It had really grown because I didn't get it cut last time. So it was really long and it was all orange and pretty. And amazingly, all of that has come out apart from this one random patch of mustard fight yellow. However, she seemed really determined to get the mustard yellow out, even though I was like, it doesn't matter, I'm doing dark colours next. But she left it on there a very long time, and for the first time in this year and a half of dyeing experiments, my hair is kind of frazzled. You can actually feel the difference, like my roots, which have only had one bleaching, super silky hair. Down here, ooh, kind of rough hair. Down here, cotton candy. Not good, but that's okay. It's short. It's gonna get hacked off before it has time to break off completely. But in future I will be like, look, you don't have to get it white, you don't have to. But anyway, so yes, it was orange. It began with a sort of fireball nuclear orangey red, which I was really liking. But this year, because I did the same thing last autumn, but this year I let it fade a lot more and just kept putting extra yellow on in the shower, and eventually it faded down to a really nice kind of leafy fade with some sort of nice yellowy orange, and it really took nice pictures. It took nice pictures and it was a beautiful colour, and I do feel like the firefox is as I call it my firefox colour. It's definitely one of my two favourites of the dye experiments I've had over the last year and a half. That I do love my summery pastels. My summery pastels I do love, and seeing it this pale again, I was thinking, oh my god, I could go pastel. But I feel like I associate summer with pastel so much that I like being a summery pastel creature, and it would just feel weird to do it in the middle of winter. So what I have planned for this banana yellow mustard fight cotton candy fried abomination, I am planning to go a bit festive now. The holly and the ivy, do. That is the idea. Let's see if I fuck it up terribly. Yes, I was thinking, because last winter before Christmas I went kind of icy blue and I liked it, but it wasn't really that festive. All the kind of festive makeup I wanted to do was more red toned, and then suddenly it didn't work. So I thought I want to go more kind of red toned festive, and I thought let's just try something really different. And I've never had green hair really, so I thought green would be fun with some red. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix the shades so that the red I go for hopefully is gonna be kind of like a plummy red, so it's kind of purplish red. So it's more like a Maleficent purple and green kind of thing than outright like primary colours kind of red with a really bright green. So because I you know, like, it's right now it is the 11th of December, so obviously there's only like a couple of weeks till it's Christmas, so I don't really want to do my hair like Christmas right now, and then in like 2.5 weeks I'm gonna look like somebody wandering around with a Christmas jumper on in the middle of January. I don't want to do that, so I do need it to lean enough into kind of dark gothy Maleficent territory that it can be festive, but it can also be okay in January. That's the plan. However, it's going to be very different from anything I've been doing over the past couple of years. That mostly what I've been doing is kind of like an ombre fade. With the pastels I've had a little bit of patchiness, but obviously red and green, I don't even know what you would get if you tried to merge red into green. Probably shit brown. So I don't think I want to do a fade. I think the thing I'm going to be trying to do is streaks. Just kind of this long bit at least. I will try and do streaks of red and green in this, and then the back I am really undecided what to do, because usually I would start with my darkest colour and just fade it down the back and just you know, thump on handfuls of dye, fading down to the light colour. But as I say, if I merge red into green or green into red, I don't think that's going to work. So I think what I'm going to have to try and do is keep it streaky around the bits I can reach, and then the back of it, I'm gonna have to pick either red or green, depending which one looks the best to me. So I'm thinking I will centre part it when I dye it, because I never wear it centre parted anymore because it just doesn't suit me. It looks horrible. So I figure if I centre part it and start streaking it centre parted, then when I have it tossed over either way, it will look kind of interesting and streaked, hopefully without looking too regimented. I don't really want like regimented streaks, you know, like it was in the 90s with your streaks down the front and the rest of your hair black, like everybody, including me, had. But anyway, this is a great big waffle. I'm really just here to say, the hair dyeing is about to begin, and here it goes. Yes, this is going to be a gamble. Now, the one thing that I am quite worried about is rinsing it out and getting the water cold enough, because these colours, yeah, if they merge together, like the colours I'm going to put in, if they merge together when I rinse it out in the shower, I'm just going to have shit brown hair, basically. And if you rinse it with warm water, even slightly warm water, the colours do just run together. No matter how carefully you've painted it, you rinse it under warm water, you're fucked. So what I think I'm going to do, I've just gone and put the heating on. I've got my space heater, so I'm going to direct my space heater into the bathroom before I wash the dye out. Put the space heater on, just fill the room with hot air until it's like a little sauna in there, so that hopefully I can make the water like really, really almost unbearably cold, without actually shivering and dying of hypothermia. When I rinse it out, and then hopefully all my little streaks, which I plan to put in there with great care, hopefully they will not all just blur together into a big bowl of shit. Ghostly white is about to become a festive thing. I am the ghost of Christmas present, and I shall return, the ghost of Christmas future, but hopefully not bleak, hopefully a cheerful ghost of Christmas future. That's the idea. So anyway, here we go. Wish me luck. Bye-bye. Whoosh. Okay, so this is interesting. These two greens, without the flash on, they're almost unidentifiable, and I really preferred this darker green. But actually with the flash on, and the flash is actually really useful to see the kind of colour you end up getting on bleached hair, that you do get this much brighter look. This is the thing I've mixed up. There's this kind of deep bloody purpley red. I'm quite pleased with that. Kind of like squashed cranberry sauce combined with congealing blood. I enjoy that colour. But actually, like these two together, like those two together, I don't know if I really like that. Whereas those two together, I don't know, man. It's difficult, actually. Under the flash, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Like, that is more Christmassy, those two. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna stick with my no flash instincts and go with the darker green. God, that's interesting. It's got like some shimmer in that. Intriguing. So, okay, those are going to be the two colours I'm mostly going to go with, I think. Ooh, fa la 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 la, la gay apparel, fa la 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 la, time to get Christmassy and hope it doesn't look like shit. Oh my god, okay. Cross your everything.
Deck the halls with bells of holly, fa la 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 la. I'm not really a very festive creature. Went a bit wrong. Yeah. When I tried mixing my dyes and trying to make just a deeper sort of plummier red, well, I underestimated the strength of of Directions Plum hair dye, which if you've never used it, I've got pure plum around the back of here. It's this kind of really blue purpley stuff. It's the strongest. It's about one of the strongest dyes they do, and mixing bits of it into the red was not a clever idea, because yes, I was really hoping for much the same colour as this, maybe a little hint more purple, but I was not hoping to be a Festive Ribena Monster, and that is what I am. Also, as you can see, the green is more or less non-existent. I only put it in the front, and you see some bits, but I've washed this now about 2 times, and there was a bit more green showing
but because again of the purple dye being so very, very strong, every time I wash it, even if I do it in cold water, it is staining the green. That actually there was a pretty vivid green streak. Well, it came out kind of blue and then I had to add some yellow to make it green, but there was a pretty vivid green streak here you can see the remnants of, but at this point it's blended into the purple so much that it's kind of pretty. I mean, I'm getting some kind of really cool peacock hues going on that honestly I pretty much hated it until I was just dicking around with this camera. And when I watched back the footage last night, I was like, oh my god, actually, you know what? It's not as crap as I thought. That actually there are quite a lot of mingling different tones in there, because that was the thing that bothered me the most, was how monotonal it was, that it was basically just purple. And I felt like everything else I've done has been really, really like, fadey or streaky, and it's just been more interesting, whereas this, it feels a bit basic bitch by comparison, basically. But I don't hate it. So yes, so around the other bits, up here, I think, oh, hello, is that another bit of green over there somewhere? Did I just see some green, or am I going mad? Quite possibly. I'm very, very sleep deprived. But yeah, I ended up putting just purely the dark tulip on top, and you can see that really there, that is basically the fucking colour I wanted it to be. So if I had have just not tried to be clever, if I had have just not mixed the dye, left the dye alone, and just put on the dark tulip on its own, it pretty much would have been the colour that I wanted. And then I put pure plum down the bottom, so the back is quite, I think is quite multitonal. I haven't really seen it from that side, but yes, it's interesting. But my plan and my scheme of putting on the streaks of green and purple by splitting it down the middle, I mean, you can see where I split it, I think I'm dying. You can see where I split it. I had green and purple there, and then I kind of mismatched it here. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. I should have just dyed it with it flicked the way I wanted it to be, rather than going, oh, let's do a clever technique and see if it comes out magical. Don't be thick. Also, I should have realised, look, if you're going to put purple on the whole back of it, then if you only do some streaks of green, there's barely going to be any green. So I should have really gone a bit madder with the green at the front and left the purple mostly to the back. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, I suppose. But and yeah, to be fair, like Christmas right now, it is the 22nd of December, so Christmas is about to sneak up. So if I had succeeded in making it look really, really, really festive, I'd only have really about another week and a half before New Year is over, and then we're into January, we're into the New Year, and I'm still rocking a Christmas hairdo. So that would suck. So maybe it was quite a good bit of fate that it didn't come out as Christmassy as I wanted, much as I wanted to be a little sort of festive fairy, because I absolutely love this thing so much. It's just a little sort of crazy bolero thing by Pion, and this fluff inside, it's fluff lined. And I was like, oh my god, I have never seen such beautiful snuggleware. And I love this thing so much, but I love the colour the best. So I wanted to kind of match my little, ooh, I'm a crazy crone in the woods, festive thing. But yes, anyway, so it went a little bit tits up. And problem two is that this is the darkest, by far the darkest shade, and the most persistent dye in terms of getting it out that I've used so far. So when she does come to bleach this, how much of it is going to come out? I don't know. I mean, like, to be honest, if it ends up stained, because it's really hard to know what it's going to come out stained, whether it's going to come out like a pretty lilac, which would be cool, or whether it'll come out like a horrible faded blue, because obviously there are blue tones in it. So completely unpredictable as to what it's going to come out looking. And like I said, she did slightly frazzle the ends of my hair with the bleach this time. They've they've recovered a bit. Like I've got some decent conditioning products, and they have recovered, but equally I don't want her to go really balls to the wall this time with the bleach, because like, yeah, it's fried up to about here, and you know, even by the time I get it dyed, it's only going to have grown down to about there. So if she fries it and I have to lose all of this, well, to be fair, I have been thinking about getting bangs. I don't know whether to go for like V-bangs or just kind of like a short flat one. I don't know, but I have been thinking about that, and I just haven't had the balls to do it because I haven't really had proper bangs since I was a small child, and I have no idea how they suit me. Wait, I've got wigs with bangs and I like how they look, so maybe it wouldn't be a disaster. So yeah, maybe I get her to go hard with the bleach. If it's annihilated when she's done, that's it. I'll just have to have a fringe then, I suppose. Anyway, I will stop waffling here. I am a festive disaster. Therefore, we have created the new festive icon,
The Christmas Ribena Monster. That's who I am. Oh, you'll see in 5 years' time I'll be as popular as the elf on a shelf.
Everybody will want a festive Ribena monster spying on their children, as if that's not slightly creepy. Spying on their children in their bedrooms, reporting back to an old fat man who lives in the North Pole with a lot of very small, subservient elves. Christmas, the conspiracy theory. But so anyway, yes, festive Ribena monster is what I am, and it's kind of pretty, and I think it's going to be really pretty as it fades. Like, I think it is going to come out more kind of pinky red as it fades, maybe. And maybe actually these kind of undertones will kind of amplify a bit more as it fades, the way it did with my blue. When I first dyed it was all very uniform, and when it faded down it was kind of pink through blue to like light blue, and all the differences came out a lot more. So it may be the same with this. The kind of the pinkier dyed bits may go pink, whereas the kind of the more plummy bits may go kind of more blue toned. It might end up fading quite beautifully, but I am losing my green bits more and freaking more every time I wash my hair. But oh, and it sucks. It's quite cute. Anyway, this is a waffle. You have seen my festive failure of a hairdo, and I'm coming to like it. I'm coming to like it, but I wanted this colour really, so there we go. Hopefully that is my dye mistake. I will learn from that. Do not mix shades when you are using very, very dark colours, and if you do, you might want to strand test that shit, because I never strand test anything, and that's probably a bit stupid. So yeah, I'm sure I could just pluck out a few of these longer hairs and strand test them next time. That would be the thing to do. So I have learned a few lessons, and and hopefully whatever I do next will come out looking a bit more like I intended it. But as disasters go, it is quite pretty. I went to a pagan fair recently and everyone was like, oh my goodness, I love your hair, and I was still hating it at that point, so I just kept being like, it's a mistake, I didn't want this. But no, people were liking it, and actually now I've seen it properly under the lights and things, like, yeah, it's got some cool multi-tonal purple shit in. There's some nice sort of peacocky colours going on all over the place, and I think it's quite nice. I think it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I quite like it. Not what I wanted, but I quite like it. So that is my hair. You have seen it. I bid thee a merry festive season, or at least a tolerable one, and just stay away from any dogs who've been eating sprouts, because their flatulence is the most terrifying thing you will ever encounter. My dog used to love sprouts, but yeah, He could clear a room after eating sprouts. Oh, the perils of Christmas. And hopefully your family do not argue too much, and hopefully the turkey is not as dry and bland as turkey always is. And why every year is it turkey when it's like the blandest, driest, most horrible, boring meat in the world? No one eats it the rest of the year. There's a reason for that. But Christmas, oh, you've got to have fucking turkey. It's festive. You've got to have horrible fucking turkey. And fortunately, half of my family are vegetarian. My mum always does a vegetarian pie, so I basically eat that instead, even though I do kind of eat meat now. The vegetarian pie is way nicer than turkey. So anyway, Christmas this year for me is a hectic one. I shall be hiding beneath my curtain of Ribena in the corner, peeking out occasionally to see what the clock says and whether it's time to escape. Yes, that's Christmas. Get the presents, make a show of eating something, and then hide in a corner doing some knitting for a while, and then find an excuse to escape, run away, escape. And that's Christmas. That's Christmas survival where I'm from. So happy Christmas from the Festive Ribena Monster. Bye bye.